good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Panthers Report right here on the Mark Mosey Show as we talk all things Florida Tech athletics. Right now, we got to talk some softball, who's red hot right now. They have two more series in the regular season, then they're going to get ready for postseason play. I got Coach Val right now with us. She is a great lady. She loves this time of year. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing really well, Mark. Thank you for having me.
I will start with this then, what I just said. Do you love this? The grind of nonstop. We're trying to get to the end here and try to win some postseason awards.
Yeah, I do love it. I love this conference and I love this region. I think it's the toughest in the country. And this is what makes it fun. So, yeah, we do love it.
You guys are 29-13-1, 15-8 in conference play. Let's go back to last weekend. Eckerd, you lose 2 out of 3. I know you split the doubleheader. Coach, what happened in that 3-game series?
I have to give kudos to their pitcher. She threw extremely well against us, and we couldn't figure out a way to score. And that's what happened on those 2 games. The one game that she was not pitching, we run ruled them. We scored 8 runs. We had 11 hits. 7 out of our 9 hitters had hits in that game. So that was the main difference.
Is it one of those things as a coach, you just tip your hat to the opposing pitcher? They're so dominant, there's nothing you could do after a while.
Yeah, I had to tip my hat off. She pitched amazingly. I think that we could have prepared a little bit better to face her. I don't know if that would have made any difference on the result, but she did pitch, in my opinion, the best 2 games that she has pitched all season. So kudos to her.
You're absolutely right. What do you think has been working of late for your team outside of facing this pitcher we don't want to name? Okay, I understand, right? You want to get out of your mouth. But for your team, the Panthers, we'll start with the hitting. What has been working of late for you guys?
Well, I think we have a very dynamic lineup, from top to bottom. We have some speed, we have some power, we have some contact hitters, we have a lot of left-handed hitters, a lot of right-handed hitters. So I think, top to bottom, our offense can get on base, can move runners, score runners. So I think that's what makes our offense special.
Do you feel like if you go back to right before the season, I know you had ideas in your head, you and the coaching staff, here's what I want our offense to be, the identity. Do you feel like you're now that identity that you drew up at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, definitely. I think of the fall when we were in our off season and we were doing a lot of hitting, of the machine, of our pitchers. And I was very excited. We have a lot of depth on our roster. So it makes my job harder, but also, it draws results. So it's really good problem to have.
I was about to say that. Let's go to the pitching staff then, the starters. Tell me about how they've played of late.
Well, we have 7 pitchers on staff, and they do amazing, and they complement each other. We know that we can go with any of them. Sammy Murphy is our go-to on Friday nights, and she's also pitching the last game of the series right now. And we know that whenever we have her or any of the others, they're going to give us a chance to be in the game and win the game.
What about the bullpen then? You got to give them some prep then, Coach.
Yeah, definitely. I have to give a lot of credit to our pitching coach, Tina Velasquez Livingston. She's been a blessing this season. She makes time out of her day to come work with our pitchers during the week, and she comes to pretty much every single game, and she's there with them and helps us, from that perspective. And I think that, that truly has helped our pitching staff tremendously.
Okay, I want to clarify this. Is she a former player of the Panthers as well? Okay.
Yes, she is. She played for me 19, 20, and 21. She was a pitcher, but she was also a power hitter. Hit from the left side, pitch right-handed. So, yeah, she was part of the 2019 team that won the conference and the regional title.
Does it help your coaching staff when you have someone like that, a former player, hey, I've been in these situations. I've played these teams before. Does that help you?
Yeah, definitely helps me, and she's younger than me, so I feel like the players sometimes relate to her better.
Oh,
So that's also a good bridge to have.
you relate to the players. Come on, coach. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, I feel like sometimes it's especially the younger players that are a little bit intimidating by me. So
Oh,
they go to assistant coach, but she's super loyal and honest. So she'll come to me and we'll work it together. So it's good.
I am. All right. Can you give some love to your other assistants then here during the
Yeah.
Panther reports?
Of course, I also have the twins as an assistant, and they're amazing. They're both from Curacao, and they also play for me 18 and 19. They were middle infielders, amazing athletes, and the most energetic people that you will ever know. Not because they're Caribbean, it's because they have it in their blood. They're always here with a smile. They're always encouraging and pushing our athletes. So um, it's amazing to have that. I also have Haley Mix volunteering for us. She comes during the week and helps out with practice, and that's awesome as well. She just graduated last year. She's starting her career and she works on the weekends right now, so she's able to help out with practice during the week.
That is awesome. So it's really look, it's Panther blood with the
Yeah,
coaching staff. That is great. All right.
yeah,
Let's go to your final homestead coming up this weekend there
yeah,
on the campus of Florida Tech. And I'm looking at this. All right, you have Tampa. You have
yes.
Friday, Saturday. Saturday's a doubleheader. All right, so when is senior day then? You got to clarify this for us.
It's a Saturday right before our double header. Our games start at noon, so senior day will be at around 11:45. And we have two seniors, Mindy Schwartz and Ella Niles. So we're gonna be honoring and celebrating them before and during the games on Saturday.
That is really cool. It's interesting. Last week I talked to Kelsey Richardson with women's lacrosse. She's like, I
Mhm.
got 8 or 9 I got to replace. You only have 2. Can
Yeah.
you tell us? Can you tell us more about these 2 seniors then?
Well, they are 4-year seniors, 4-year starters for us. Mindy at third base and Ella Niles in center field. Mindy is a power hitter for us. She's always been hitting in the middle of the lineup. I had moved her more towards the top this year of the lineup because I want her to have more at bats. And Ella Niles, a center fielder, a lot of speed, slapper. She finds a way to get on base and then her speed on the bases is amazing. So we are super excited to celebrate them. I'm super thankful that they pick Florida Tech and they stick to it for 4 years, and now in a couple of weeks, hopefully a lot of weeks, when the season is over, they're gonna go onto the real world and show how amazing women they are, and I'm super excited for them.
That is very well said. So then on a recruiting front, how many players are you recruiting right now for next year's team then?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna bring one freshman and two transfers next year. So I don't have a lot of recruiting to do this year. I will have a lot of recruiting to do the following 2 years. So we're already working on those as well. 27 class.
Okay, then let's go to this weekend. I know, look, celebrating senior day, but hey, we still got big goals this season. Tell us
Yeah.
about the matchup this weekend then.
Yeah, well, we know that every game is important, not just this weekend. As I told you, our conference and our region is the toughest in the nation. So every weekend is tough. It's a challenge, but we embrace it. And we're ready to compete and give it all and give it our best. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so you got the 3-game set, like you said, doubleheader coming up Saturday. And
Yeah.
then as I'm looking at this, then at Barry to end the regular season. I know you want to look ahead, but how good is Barry then on this schedule?
Barry's good. They're a little bit down this year comparing to last year that they made it to regionals, but they're very competitive. they have a really good lineup with a lot of speed. So it's not gonna be easy, but we're gonna be ready for it.
What is it going to take for you guys to go win a conference championship and go even further than that? I know you're thinking about it in the back of your head. All right, coach, what do you
Yeah.
feel like I know you like how your team's playing. What do you
Mhm.
guys got to do to get to that next level then?
Yeah, it's the small things, the small details. I remember last year at the end of the year, we sat down with the team and we look over our schedule, and we had competed really well, but there were some close games that we couldn't finish and didn't go our way. And we talk about those, and we talk about how to turn things around. And I think we've been doing that this year. And I think it's for the next step is going to be making the other step, and we had really really tough losses, but we out of our 11 losses, I think 8 are against top 10 teams in the nation. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like those games can go either way. We have beat some top 10 opponents as well, so we know that we're right there now. It's about being more consistent, right? Consistent with our offense, especially, and our defense I think is stepping up where we need to be now. We need to score a couple more runs.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, if you look at the stats, even in losses, you're in the game. It's
Yeah.
not like you're just laying down. No, no, no. You guys are
Right.
competitive
Yeah.
nonstop, day in and day out. Okay, I know this is a busy lazy, so I'm going to let her go. She's got to get ready for this weekend for senior day. Get out there
Yeah.
to the campus of Florida Tech, cheer on the Panthers. Coach, thanks for your help and good luck the rest of the way. All right.
Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.